Welcome back to Unraveling the Brain. I'm Dr. Loren here with Bobbi. Bobbi brought her daughter here to us for the last 2 weeks from Canada, and it's been an honor to work with her and to meet you.
Thank you.
One of the questions we get is, hey, does this stuff help for teenagers with autism? And so that's one thing I want to chat about, just about your experience here, your experience with Paisley growing up and everything. Because like when you look at, neurodevelopment and then early intervention, everything says, the earlier the better, the earlier the better. And there's some truth to that. You can maximize brain development, but it's never too late to optimize brain development. And she has really displayed a lot of her strengths to us, manipulating us.
We just got to that, yes.
In a very fun and innocent way. She got to lay down and snuggle up with a blanket, doing some therapy. So, but I think one thing that you shared with me is like you noticed how quickly she was showing changes, especially on her first week here.
Yeah.
Tell me about what you observed, and then we'll kind of get into her story.
Sure.
And
yeah, for sure.
Everything.
I'm not going to lie. When we first showed up, you jump on the internet looking for all these different things, and it's like guess at this and guess at that, and maybe will work, maybe this will work, and we stumbled upon this, and I was like, this makes a lot of sense to me. But when I got here, I had a tremendous amount of anxiety. I was like, I don't know about this. Is this really the right thing to do? It's a big investment of time and all of the things, and so I was pretty skeptical coming in on the first couple of days, even though I'd seen other parents talk about it. And after day one, my husband kind of had to talk me off the ledge. And he's like, we're good. You're solid. Get back in there. Let's get going. And by day two, the reflexes that she had on day one were almost gone. And I was like a holy moment. We were just like, wow, to physically see her body changed that much within one day I was like, okay, this is really something. And then from there, to watch her even the next couple of days go for a walk, and the communication didn't change, but her physical body started to change. She was starting to kind of look upright. Her gait changed a little bit. And then this week, it was a really big shift in confidence. It's hard to describe. It's not like the language has changed a whole lot, but she is so much more confident, the way that she holds herself, and she's saying hello to people. She's saying goodbye to people, and usually I would have to prompt that. Or she even held the door open for some lady when we went for supper the other night. And that's a huge thing in our world. She's usually withdrawn, and she's very uncomfortable around people because she knows her interactions are very different, and she's engaging. And even if it's just body language, she's like, hello, like, I'm good, I'm happy to be here. And that is huge in our world.
More social.
Huge. Very much so. Yeah.
Well,
so,
and she's really a joy to work with. Like she's a special kid. She's a great person.
Very charismatic, and she's got a sense of humor that's quite interesting.
And she's so easygoing in a therapy setting. And I know maybe some anxiety, some sensory issues. Those were challenges that she's worked with and through most of her life. Would you say? Sure.
Yeah, and that's actually what brought us was the anxiety piece. We'd done all the early intervention and the speech, and those are all great things that we had at home. We've had really great therapists work with her. They're little changes, and I'm sure they've all helped to get us to where we are, but it's like all of that is non-existent anymore at her age. The therapies become less, the help becomes less. It's kind of like, here's an aide to help you with a few things at school. And, she definitely has anxiety now. She's at a level where, peers are more complicated and the anxiety gets higher. And the only suggestion we seem to get is, well, medication is our next step. And I think I'm not opposed to medication. If we end up getting there, we do. But I thought it was a really sad first step was to just say, let's medicate her and then continue on. So this was kind of that thing was like, no, I think that this is the next thing that we can do that is much more organic than just saying, here's some medication and carry on.
Sure. And I think the ultimate goal, we talked yesterday for probably a half hour. We should have been filming that because that was a good conversation.
Yeah, true.
It sounds like the ultimate goal was independence for her.
Absolutely.
And I think, and like when you were talking about the social aspect, just like being able to communicate with people, even if it's not full-blown spoken communication. And she's definitely a speaking person.
Yes.
Like she's very verbal. Like when she's answered every question I've asked her this week. But if I don't ask her questions, she's usually not going to ask me many questions.
No.
But I think that social confidence is actually a way to to reach that independence. Like, hey, you're going to the store, you're getting service done on your vehicle, being able to like have that confidence in that body language. Like, hey, don't take advantage of me. Like, I know what's going on here. Like I can, I know, you know, where I want this to go. I can communicate this to you. And one thing that we do, and maybe it's not spoken about often enough on our social media, and Dr. Ashley does a brilliant job of communicating the functional medicine and the lab analysis, and just really looking at all pieces of health, function, development, and how those can relate to essentially brain health, neurological function. So Dr. Josh has put together, you know, labs that really relate to brain function, labs that, you know, identify environmental factors, nutritional factors. And we ran a handful of labs on Paisley, total toxic burden. So urinalysis looking at environmental toxins and things from food that we're really all exposed to. We're in a genetic lab, and she has a genetic, it's a replication,
a deletion syndrome.
Deletion. So it's like the 17q12. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And we ran our core panel genetics looking at like, how does this person methylate? How does this person manage oxidative stress and neural inflammation? And we also ran the neural zoomer looking at, hey, sources of neurological inflammation specifically to her and specifically to different areas of the brain. And all of those are pieces of the puzzle in helping someone heal, helping someone maximize, and the way we started this conversation, really optimize neurological function. And I think those components of care and the modalities to help support those are really what's missing in most developmental support, most intervention, most OT. And they're doing, I always say this, they're doing amazing things, but they don't look at that base of our pyramid that Dr. Josh has so simply just put that little line there saying, hey, we can't be inflamed and we can't have lack of energy production within the brain for us to really optimize. And that's relevant for anyone. That's a newborn to, you know, an adult, but definitely a teenager also. So when people say, hey, is it too late to help my kid? No, not at all.
No.
What's your observation of, like, in the clinic, like the type of therapies, the modalities, the laser, she's doing hyperbaric, she's doing different games, like cognitive games, different physical games, motor planning. And I always say in a session, we might do 20 different things. What was your perception of just therapy and how she was able to engage and participate? And
this has been a really fantastic experience for us, for both her and for me, and in totally different reasons. She's had no troubles being here right from day one. I was with her the first day. By the second day, she was like, see you later. You know, like, you don't need to be here. It's a really comfortable environment. And the part that she's liked everything you've done, the hyperbaric chamber is like it's been an experience for her. And I think it's the sitting in there for an hour by herself that's really challenging, but she has no troubles doing it. And she actually just chatters like crazy in there. So
she's in there?
She does.
Really?
She really talks a lot, which is kind of fun. But she's loved all of the different therapies, and the chiropractic in particular, she likes that too. But I like that you guys are very engaging with it, that I can come and watch and you're like, do you have questions? Everybody's like, do you have questions? What can we teach you? How can we help you? It's not me sending her back. She does some stuff and then I pick her up and we go. You're like, come and learn. Let's take this a step further. What else do you not need to know? Do you want to know that? Sure, great. And then here's your portfolio and here you get to go home and we have all these things. Do you have questions? Come and ask me. That piece makes me feel more confident about what we're doing here, and that it's not just about you guys doing a few things and then it's over. There's such a great way of you guys putting this stuff together that makes me feel like I am going to have some tools here that I can really work with, and that I'm not going home thinking, oh, well, I guess we'll have to come back again to do this. That I appreciate more than anything. I'm much more in control of it.
Well, and your initial conversation was with Dr. Ashley for a phone consultation.
Yep.
She's brilliant. She's one of our most senior docs. Her assessment was done by Dr. Tanner, and his like therapy brain is like his sessions are so productive. He can get so much done in a short period of time. And then the second week has been overseen by me, and then I get to really manage any questions moving forward. So we essentially worked with 3 different people, and some people might not like that, but I think there's huge benefits because there's all Dr. Ashley can identify the labs that she wanted to order. She could connect the dots, get you guys here. Dr. Tanner did the assessment and her exam in Paisley's first week. And then I get to just go in and do what I do and just tie together anything that's open-ended, anything, finishing touches for the week, put together her home plan. And when I was putting her home plan together, I just had a lot of confidence in what we were suggesting her to do and what she's going to be doing at home. I'm like, man, this is going to be really helpful. I think she's going to be able to do this very well with a lot of competence and autonomy. And I think they're things that are going to be pretty easy for you to implement at home, along with the laser.
Well, and the laser was another piece where I was like, I don't know about the laser. Like, you guys are using them all the time. They're obviously useful, but you never know. And then that day that early on the week, she had that little bit of clonus in her foot or whatever, and put a laser on her head for, I think, 2 or 3 minutes, and then boom, it was gone. It's like a miracle trick. It was just like, okay, that's cool.
And clonus is something that we've seen a lot of. Like, we see a lot of kids with different motor delays or even brain injuries or ongoing neurological stress. And I would say that's probably where we would put Paisley is like, hey, we just have this ongoing stress that can just cause disruption or dysregulation of the brain and nervous system. But when you provide the stability from the laser therapy, when you activate the brain in the appropriate way, things just click. And it doesn't matter if, again, you're a newborn to a neurodegenerative adult. Everyone really responds well. And they're not the cure for anything, but they help almost everything.
Yeah.
And
that's the piece, like, I think we were just talking about that, some of the moms and us, or parents. We're not here because I don't want her to be autistic. We're not here because I want to change her like that. I want to just be able to give this little body that just doesn't know how to organize itself a better chance so that she's as confident as she needs to be to get out there and do it. And,
for sure. Just make things easier. Make learning easier. Make conversation easier.
Yes, like I said,
going
like
for a walk easier.
Saying hello to somebody and walking around like with engaged, that gives her opportunities that she didn't have a month ago when she was walking with her head down, staring at her feet.
And that'll change how people relate back to her.
You bet. Yeah.
That adds up.
Yeah.
So we're not trying to cure anyone. We're just trying to help as many people as we can.
Absolutely.
With what we do. We're not trying to fix anybody. Just make things simpler for them.
Yes.
Is one way to look at it. Because I mean, there's so many things that everyone can offer. Like when Paisley's back for therapy, every one of our therapists, every one of our doctors is like, hi, Paisley. Like, everyone wants her attention because they know how special she is. They know how just kind she is. And like, people are just excited to say hi to her in a therapy setting. Like, Dr. Matt was like so excited to say hi to her. I'm like, did you work with her? He goes, I just adjusted her one day. Like, it was like a 5-minute interaction, and he he connected with her. She might have connected with him.
That is special about this place. I don't know how you guys do that because you're busy around here, but you guys have this unbelievable ability to make it feel like you're only working. This child has a tremendous amount of people around them that are just like, yeah, we're gonna get this done for you, and yet you have all these other children around that are looking for the same results, but you do a great job of making it feel like it's home and that you care about these kids.
I think that's the beauty of 2 hours at a time.
Yeah.
That's true. We can learn from you about what Paisley likes, and we can learn from Paisley what she likes, what she wants to do. So today I was like, what's one thing that we need to do on your last day? And she said, make my body stronger. And I was like, well, what's one thing you want to do? And she's like, spot it on the balance beam. Like, she knew exactly there was a game that she wanted to play.
Yeah.
But I think with that 2-hour session just allows us to connect, to learn.
More personable.
Yeah, personable.
Yeah.
I'm always asking questions, what's your favorite color? We're talking Disney movies and things like that. Just especially 2 hours a day for 2 weeks, we can just learn what makes that kid tick and what motivates them, and what they like to talk about, what they like to do. There's some times where we have like really passive, like we're doing some vagal stimulation, lasering. She wanted to watch some like classic Disney stuff. And so like, yep. And so like the 10 minutes of her session, we're just letting her do, what she wants to watch. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons kids are willing to come back, is because, hey, these people know me. These people, they want to do what I want to do, or they let me do what I want to do.
Yeah,
but also,
for sure,
finding those games, those activities, those exercises that are therapeutic, engaging, enjoyable.
Like age appropriate and where she's at.
For sure.
No, she hasn't had we haven't had one day. It's been stressful. We're away from home. We've been here for a couple of weeks, so she's in a different environment, but we have not had one date where she's like, I don't want to go. This is too much. I don't want to be there. Not one day. We're at the very end and she's excited to go home and she's still really excited to come today. I was asking, would she come back? Yes, of course. She's going to miss everybody here.
Oh.
So.
Well, likewise.
It's been a really good experience.
Well, I appreciate your time. Thanks for giving us an opportunity to work with Paisley and work with you. It's an honor. She's fantastic. And so again, thank you.
I like her.
Yeah, good. One thing I asked, awesome. I'm like, hey, would you come work here someday? She goes, oh, for sure. And I was like, what would mom think about you moving to the U.S.? And she goes, oh, she'd be devastated, but that's okay.
That's the truth. Yeah. The honesty is harsh, but it's the best part of her.
Well, so we'll get her all trained up. She can graduate high school, go to college, and
I hope so. I would love to see her here one day.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Thank you so much.
Fun, for sure. Thanks, Bobbi. Appreciate it.
Take care.